So I'm just the idiotic, stupid dog. Sometimes we leave things in the background playing so everyone knows this is a one-off take. There's no edits, so to speak. Whenever we make an edit, we let you know. That's why you like to have something in the background, like Clint Black talking to Emilio Estevez or somebody. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. What you do, you could hook it up to some kind of FBI surveillance video or auditory, espionage capturing devices. Play the whatever the encumbered or the evidenced, the info they collected. Then you play it back out. You regurgitate it. So that's a thing where if you could hear it, then we never paused. And that's our one claim to fame. We didn't pause. Hey. We may suck ass, but at least we didn't pause, okay? Hey, everybody, at least we didn't pause over here. You know what I'm saying? It's a one-off. Sometimes a joke even happens in the middle by mistake. What we're going to do now is the dog is going to take you through a winding road. We're going to start with this. A man who looks like he's got fake beard, bleach blonde hair. He's like 60 years old, and he looks like an escapee from the Monty Python factory, whatever. The caption, the blurb is, man and dog rescued after drifting 3 months in the Pacific. And this guy looks like he could have took another 16 months. This boy says, they interrupted my vacation. I was having a drift vacation. This guy looks like $1 million. He looks like he could do that Special K oil they put on the women's faces and the rouge mixture with the compost or the pancake to try to smooth out the wrinkles. This boy here looks like a thinner version of Kris Kringle. He looks like Kris Kringle's youngest brother who's like, I'm not eating all that shit, Pawpaw. And he tried to stay thin. He was a svelte Kringle, whatever. If you delve a little deeper in this story, which we're going to do now, this boy looks like $1 million. Maybe this guy's 36 and he looks like he's 60. To me, this boy looks like he's probably 60 and he looks like he's like an old 31, an old 41, This boy looks like he's 60, 70 years old. If this boy's 41 years old, he's weather beaten. He's got some chains. He's got the svelte fixture, whatever. He's an Australian, so, he's got that criminal basis, his criminal genetic background. That's so beautiful. When Donald Trump said all the shithole places, did they mean the penal colonies, Donald? White people fostered themselves across the earth, colonizing with their worst, most incorrigible people. Just like you see Russia trying to stuff them into Ukraine. You see what I'm saying? They're stuffing the most incorrigibles, their most whatevers forward to take all the frack, you know what I'm saying? All the whatever. All the collateral damage. Collateral damage is one thing, whatever. So basically, an Australian man and his dog were rescued by a Mexican tuna boat after drifting 3 months in the Pacific Ocean. 3 months this guy was on a drift vacation. A driftcation, they call it. Darla's singing. Darla's singing. Let's see. I'm a dog, so let's listen to Darla. Darlene. Darlene's so pretty, I'd say that was good. Whatever. She's a little encore. So anyways, this boy and his dog survived. I would have eaten that dog. If I was that Australian penal colony genetic refugee, I would have freaking eaten that dog like a week in. I'm like, dog, I'm sorry. I'm going to strangle you. I'm going to bleed you out. I'm going to drink the blood for a couple days until it starts making me have the runs. Then I'm going to start making a contained fire. I'm going to start cooking dog. I'm going to try to stretch you out for about 28 days. So that would have been the first month for me as an idiotic, stupid dog who has some, tendencies that make me a little bit more like a man because, I think so much because I verbalize like a man. I think that's like the thought process, whatever. Now Clint Black's going to sing, but I would have eaten that dog. If I was a man, I would have strangled that dog. I would have bled him, drank the blood for 2 or 3 days till I start getting the runs. Then I would have just started cooking a self-contained fire. Dog, like Indians out on the plains eat their dogs. This boy kept his dog with him. He's like, dog, me and you going down together. That dog's like, roof! Like Clint Black almost. Sing it, Clint. That's right, Clint. That dog was like this. He was like, "You're not going to kill me? Beautiful." That dog was like, "Rough. I'll try to dive down there and get a fish. I know I can't do it, but get me back in the boat, please. Don't let me drown." And the man was like, "Listen, the worst thing that could happen to you," and I'm a dog, so I'm envisioning if I was a man, I was like, "I won't let you drown because the worst thing's got me, I'm going to strangle you and drink your blood and then cook you slowly over about a 28-day period." So slow cooked dog, like the Indians used to make the Sioux and the Pasankashanki out in the Western Plains. It's a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter. Nobody even cares. But the one thing you want to talk about is this Australian sailor had been adrift at sea with his dog for 3 months, and he'd been rescued by a Mexican tuna boat in international waters. And we get this report from the fishing vessel's owner, Timothy Lindsay Shaddock, 54, was aboard his incapacitated catamaran Aloha Tua in the Pacific, about 1,200 miles from the equator, or 1,900 miles from the nearest inhabitable land. So maybe they could have landed on a desert island or something, maybe. One of them islands from the Looney Tunes. But, the thing about it, he was literally 1,900 miles from land when the crew of the boat from the Gupta Mara, this Mexican trawling tuna capsule. The company said that Shaddock and his dog Bella were in a precarious, same exact thing, state, and lacking provisions, shelter. They were given food and hydration. We almost decided to kick them out. They're so tough. This boy looked like he could survive another 17, 18 weeks minimum. Like, just drift away for another 3 months and we'll pick you up then, because we'll pick you back up on the way through, because this is the best thing that happened to you. You look like $1 million. You look like one of the Super K girls, like one of them Ivy Soap girls, like one of them Special K pinch an inch and you're in like the trench girls. Them girls that were selling Christmas tree ornaments with Rudolph embossed on the thing in July. They were selling hoagies in the middle of autumn. You don't try to sell hoagies, you try to sell pumpkin pies. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The main thing I want to say is this boy, one of the things that I heard him say, the whole thing was, his quote was, and this was precisely, I recorded it, I wrote it down, so this is a verbatim, whatever you say. "I've been through a very difficult ordeal at sea, and I'm just needing a rest and good food because I've been alone at sea for a long time." Now, he didn't say I was going to eat my dog. He didn't say he was alone with starving. He didn't say he was dehydrated. He's been alone at sea. This guy, I don't know what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? Didn't he have a Playboy magazine or something? Wasn't he trying to pull the putt? I don't even know what this guy's like, hey, it's not the dehydration. It's not the fear of death staring me in the face day after day. It's that I was alone at sea for a long time. And you're like, yeah, that's good. I mean, you were alone at sea, so what? You were starving, you were hungry, you didn't know if you'd ever survive. You were questioning all of mortality and all of humanity and the immortals, and you were beseeching your God to save you. No, that's not it. I never even got to that point. I was just thinking, damn, I've been alone for a long-ass time, and it's just an idiotic, stupid dog. And I'm an idiotic, stupid dog. And the man is like at oxygen deprivation. That's why we get along so well. But this other man and his dog, this is a different man and a dog adrift in a boat. Their whole thing, their whole life, their thing where they were like, the dog would look at him and like, hey, asshole, don't envision cooking me slowly like the Sioux used to, or the Sioux or whatever, them Plains Indians. Nah, we're in it together. And that Lindsay Shattuck. Lindsay Shattuck. He's 54 years old. He was preserving that dog. He was helping that dog. But he was like, my whole thing was I was just alone for a long ass time because I'm usually used to hooking up. Like I already look like $1 million. Now this boat ride made me look like, $1 million in a la Bitcoin or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I look like $1 million in Patrick Mahomes cards. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. But for the time being, the whole point is that, whatever. If Patrick Shattuck was like, if I would have drifted, if I would have come home, it doesn't matter. I'm scoring chicks. But the whole point is when I'm out at sea, I'm alone. I'm alone for a long ass time. No, whatever you say, whatever. Nookie, nick, da-ba-da, goo-goo, whatever. I was jacking off over the side of the boat like 3 days a week. Like the tuna fish are waiting. The tuna it's like an energy drink for us. Give us some spunk down here in the water. The tuna were following us. We tried to spear a tuna. We couldn't harness a tuna. We couldn't lasso a fucking tuna. The dog jumped in one time and rode around on a tuna's back for a little while. I had to row the whole boat over to pick him back up. He couldn't even swim back to the boat. I barely got that dog back in there. I was like, I'm going to make some dog bone soup. I'm living off this dog for 2.5 months. On dog bone soup, on limited fires, on this wreck of a vessel, this catamaran, this dysfunctional catamaran we're drifting through the Pacific on. But that was the whole story. As I'm a dog, I'm reporting the whole story. As that man and that dog had their own personal interactions, we could only guess as to what really went on. You only see like 2 or 3 quotes, 2 quotes of this whole situation. It's like, hey, where'd you go? We were drifting at sea for 3 months. Oh, really? Are you sure you weren't buggering that dog or something really sick? Or what? Let's see your notes. Let's see your journal. My journal got washed over. I was trying to catch some dolphin babies. I was trying to chum the ocean. My journal got washed overboard. I don't have the journal. You'll just have to take it at my word for right now. All right, whatever. It's okay. So what, the whole thing is that we've made it to 12:26, 12:27.